the Prison City Podcast. When the bars go up, you're officially locked in.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 26th and final episode of the Prison City Podcast. Just kidding. This is the 26th episode of the Prison City Podcast. I am your special guest host. Actually, I am not the special guest tonight. It is Jace Felde. I am the unofficial host of the Prison City Podcast, Patrick W. Cutler, and we got a very good show for you tonight. So I got some fucking stories that's going to blow your mind. Tonight we're kind of going into the world of online sex trafficking, online prostitutes, online escorts, and online scams. And there's plenty of online scams out there and stuff. And I guess I was kind of recently involved in one, but I would say I was more just kind of testing things out and just trying to figure out how exactly the scam works. I knew it was a scam, but it was a really interesting journey I had this past week. And I am going to show you text messages that are really fucking interesting. It's going to be really interesting. Kelly was recently involved with scam too. So we're going to get to that. But yeah, tonight's topic, we're going to do online prostitution, sex stuff online, and how it all works. And I'm going to break it down for people and let them know what they should or shouldn't do if you're trying to get a prostitute online, which is it's illegal in the state of Montana, but it's kind of like Montana used to be with weed, but they don't really prosecute it. So I think I'm safe talking about tonight's content here. So let's go around the horn to Matt first. What do you have to say about all this so far?
Hi, I'm Matt Cutler. Should have said that last 40 episodes. Anyway, I guess once again, I'm interested to see Pat's topics. The podcast earlier today, which will be streamed sometime when it's slow or whatever, had some very interesting points. And I want an answer to the question, what time was it on the moon when they shot that footage, or when they called Nixon and they had that conversation? Because I sat for an hour on the couch, I was like, I got some very compelling arguments in my head. So I just want to know what time it was on the moon, Feldy.
And Kelly.
I'm excited to have Jace Felde on the podcast for his third time. He's averaging about 35 words per pod.
Kelly cut off a little bit.
Oh my God, somebody put a fucking dildo on my dick.
Jace,
hear that?
Jace is averaging 35 words per podcast episode.
Oh, cuntbag motherfuckers. And the internet's probably going so slow in this fucking place because we got 8 computers, 13 of us on cell phones trying to watch Major League Baseball games. Probably someone watching porn somewhere. It's no wonder the internet goes so slow here. But welcome, Jace. I can't wait to hear your 3 fucking cents that you put in on this topic tonight.
And Jace Felde, welcome back to the fucking show. What do you think about tonight's topics, and what do you think was going to happen tonight?
Well, Pat, with you, I there's no guessing what's going to happen. It can spiral into any kind of topic. But I'm excited to figure it out, and with Mark Mahoney being gone, I might be able to get more than 35 words in tonight, so I'm excited for that as well.
Don't talk shit about our friend, asshole.
I'll do whatever I want.
Hey, let's try to let's pre-frame this conversation here a little bit, and just talk about some of our experiences online when it comes to hooking up with girls and having sex with girls online or whatever, whether it be Tinder or dating sites or stuff. Let's just not pre-frame this conversation to the extent of the moon landing podcast we just did, where 45 minutes of it is us talking about basically nothing. But earlier we're doing two podcasts. We did one on the moon landing. It's a bonus episode. It's going to come out in a couple of weeks. Really high quality episode shot in Cutler Brothers theater. So this is our second episode. The other ones ended like literally like an hour and a half ago. So we're doing 2 fucking episodes today in like fucking 5 hours. So this will be fun. But Kelly, what's your experience with like trying to have, I don't know, intercourse online or sex online or any of that shit, just that general subject?
It's very nil, mainly because I'm married and I have to do it very secretively nowadays. But the truth is, back when Tinder, when I was doing Tinder for the first time, I was, I thought the point of it was to meet people and to go, I don't know if it was to hook up, but at least to go meet them in person. I thought that was the the point of all this social media or social platforms or whatever. So I was on Tinder for maybe 6 months. I was on eHarmony for like 2 fucking weeks, but you had to pay a yearly subscription. So that was about a $350 bill just to look at 2 ugly fat bitches' profiles. But because that's all I did, and I obviously didn't ask for a refund. I was like, you can keep your money. But Tinder, my biggest story about Tinder was I was in Milwaukee and I was talking to this girl. This was obviously 5-6 years ago. I was talking to this girl, and she was the first person on there that actually we engaged in a conversation. It was great. And then after about an hour or two, I was like, well, I'm in Milwaukee. My brother lives here, and I'm going to the Brewers game. You want to go to the Brewers game? And she acted like I fucking was like assaulting her or something. I was like, isn't that the point of this? Like, to get together and meet at least? I'm not saying anything has to happen beyond that. I don't know what Tinder is then or now, but I'm sure Pat has a million more stories than I do. So that's about my only Tinder experience.
Yeah, I go hard when I do anything, but you're right though. Tinder is about, like, they even give you tips in these books I read and stuff. Like, girls on Tinder want to meet and hook up. That's literally the point. Plus, they don't want to have they don't even want to have like this monthly conversation with you and never meet. Then you meet her in real life and she's like, holy shit, what was I talking to?
But like, did you ever try eHarmony, Pat?
I've tried them all.
It might as well rebrand eHarmony as hogs.com.
We tried them all. Hey, Pat, can I tell you? It's not working, bud.
How do you know, Matt? You been in his bedroom lately?
No. Well, with that being said, go to me, I guess. Yeah. Swipe right, swipe left. It's kind of a superficial thing. It's almost, yeah. I guess if you are in that situation, yeah, it is kind of looks, or someone could look attractive on something like Tinder. Then, like Pat said, you meet them and they're hideous because they took a good headshot. Then what you're trying to do is exit the situation. So, funny story. Me and Kai actually started dating off of Tinder just because, I don't know, I knew who she was, but we just started talking that way. So it's like you can meet up like that and develop something, but Tinder nowadays, I mean, this is fucking 5-6 years ago. So it's like Tinder nowadays, I don't know how the hell it is now. You got probably all kind of genders out there. So
Tinder sucks for,
all right.
Someone like me that's dyslexic. I spelt Tinder grinder, and that was not a fun experience.
Oh, honey.
That's how me and Jace met, right, Jace?
That's right. Best experience of my life.
All right, Felde,
we got to hear some of Felde's stories.
Oh man, I got a lot, so I'm not gonna dive into a whole bunch of them right off the bat. We'll save some, but I'll just give my 2 cents about the online dating. I'm like Pat. I have like 5 or 6 different ones, and a lot of time I'm getting to the point now where I swipe just for fun. So I literally do what I call making it rain, and I just swipe right on everything.
Oh,
It doesn't
you
matter.
still do? Seriously?
Let me chime
Yeah,
in there real
I
quick.
still do that.
A lot of guys do that shit because it's so lopsided, especially on Tinder for girls, that to getting matches is all, you just have to go through and swipe right and just swipe as many times as you want. And then you can always go back and say unmatched if you don't really like the person or whatever.
Yeah, or just ignore them or ask for
Don't you do it until you have to pay for it? That's
or until you run out of likes. Yeah. But I'll do that for, a good however many 100 likes or whatever, or 100 swipes or whatever they allow. And usually right off the bat I can tell if they're gonna be a no-go. But every once in a while you get that one that's like, oh dang, she's actually kind of cute. And you start scrolling, and the further you get, the uglier and bigger she gets. So that's not always a successul endeavor to do.
Jace, shallow Jace wants a gal.
Yeah, it doesn't. No, but one more thing before we move on. I was going to touch on what Kelly was saying about how he wants to meet up like on the first day. I've been using these dating sites for years and years and years, and I've probably met maybe 8 of them in real life. And of those 8, though, I've been lucky enough to, still have some kind of friendship with like 5 of them. So it hasn't been
Uh,
completely fatal.
Well, that's the thing that most people don't understand because I've been on them. And again, I'm not. It's like, can I say that I'm really trying? I can't honestly say that, but it takes time to get matches or whatever, and all these ones, and especially if you're in Montana, there's like the population's so low, and so it takes a
Yeah.
long time. But there's definitely opportunities I could have met up with somebody. I just decided, well, I
Yeah.
don't really feel like doing that or whatever.
Pat, question to you, man. Last episode, you're talking about how you're doing all these techniques to stay single, or is that not what is Tinder just a you're trying to just have some physical intimacy with someone, not try to find a lifelong partner? Is that where you're going?
No, I'm trying to pretend like I want to be in a relationship so that I don't end up in a relationship.
Remember? Did you even listen to the last podcast?
But no, I do it. I do a lot of these things for fun. So going back, my experience, I actually successfully met up with someone online before anybody ever thought about doing it. That was back in the late '90s with instant messenger on AOL because
AOL.
I was fucking obsessed with internet technology, and we met me and Andy Wongren, and yeah, it was me and Andy Wongren. We met these girls and Matt Freeze. We were talking to these girls. It was I can't remember how it happened. It was a chat room. We saw they were from Elliston, Montana, and all this stuff. We talked to them like a ton, and then like we were like in 7th grade, and they're like freshmen in high school, and we seriously met up with them at a Warden football game on above the football field. And I'll never forget when we first met up with them. I like, walked up to them like, "Are you so and so? Are you so and so?" And they're like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Okay." And then we just fucking took off running.
I remember in junior high or high school, like you'd be on AOL Messenger, or maybe even in college. You know, we're kind of getting older here, but I'd be on AOL Messenger and just randomly hitting people up and like, hey, and then all of a sudden you get into a kind of a juicy conversation, and then your internet would go out, and you're like, no, damn it, sitting there with a boner, you just hear that AOL. You're just like, come back on. By that time, mom's walking in the kitchen making a peanut butter sandwich. It's like, okay,
Jesus
it's over.
Christ. Dude, I could hear you yelling up the stairs, man. I was like, what the fuck?
So, yeah,
Good story, though.
back in the day, one of the ways to get like porno pictures or whatever was finding people on AOL Messenger chat rooms and shit, and you could exchange pictures that you built up over exchanging pictures to people or whatever. And it was never pictures of yourself; it was just porno pics. And we'd go back and forth with a lot of people, but it got fucking weird because people would send you the weirdest shit.
Hey,
Like,
Pat, that's actually called To Catch a Predator.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when are we gonna start talking about that?
yeah. But anyway, that was the first time I ever asked a girl in my entire life. Was in 7th grade, and it was over AOL Messenger, and she said no, and thank God she said no.
Yeah, we'll have to talk after this.
Pat, again, what is your okay? So you're on Tinder. You're just playing a game. You're saying I'm trying to not turn people off, but trying to avoid getting into a relationship. Is that really all it is? I mean, part of it's got to be like, yeah, I mean, it's a Saturday night. I'm single. I would hook up with you. You know, if you were close enough to go hook up with you. I mean, that's got to be part of it, right?
The biggest part of it, and Felde can say the same thing. It's kind of fun and addicting at the same time, to tell you the truth. It's kind of fucking weird. Like, it's kind of fun. I can do it for maybe a day or two, then I'll just delete the app. I just can't take it anymore. But then I'll get back on. I'm hungover or something. It's just kind of fucking fun to go through people's like profiles and shit.
Yeah, it's also very dangerous too, living in a small town. You know what I'm saying? Because you pull a Corey Mahar, then next thing you know, it's like, holy fuck, you got more drama at the Montana bar that you know what to do with.
Yeah, that was honestly me when I was on Tinder. I won't name the specific names, but a couple times, like I would like or swipe right or whatever on someone that I knew just as like a hello or a like on Facebook now. And then it got weird a couple times with a couple people where like they'd swipe me back and oh, what's up, big boy? And I took it as a joke, but then like you could totally tell when you saw them in person, like, oh, you thought we were gonna fuck.
Yeah,
that wasn't the case, you know.
It's fucking.
That's what you want to avoid, man.
Yeah, for the listeners out there that are listening from Zimbabwe or wherever, Deer Lodge is a really small town. So like when you do Tinder, when you're in like fucking Deer Lodge, you're doing Tinder, and not everybody. Matt, you and Kai obviously knew each other before or whatever, but most of the time when you're on Tinder and I see someone from like Deer Lodge, I'm like, I don't care who the fuck it is, I'm swiping left like immediately because I don't want to deal with like whatever, because it's just like small town politics and shit. Well, yeah.
So I guess back in the day when I was on Tinder, they couldn't tell that you were joking when you swiped right.
Yeah, that's the one thing I like about my job is I get to swipe all over the country.
Oh yeah, I think that's a
Yeah.
lot of fun. Oh yeah, when I went to Vegas, when Kelly and me and Tilly went to Vegas last November, I didn't spend a lot of time on there, but it's like crazy how many more options you have. But then the bigger the city, you also have a lot more fucking scams and stuff. But now I kind of know Tinder a lot more better now to judge a scam right away than I did.
Oh yeah.
It takes a little bit of
Well-
time though to learn it.
And I believe Pat wanted to get into something about prostitution, so I guess this is a good segue because
Ooh.
one thing that I was nervous about, especially going to bigger cities, Milwaukee or Seattle or something, when you're on Tinder, I'm just like, man, I don't like I think everyone's actually, no matter what you say, you're still looking for someone that's like closer to pure than just a fucking prostitute or an escort. You know what I mean? I don't. I'm just speaking for myself, I guess, but you're looking for somebody out there that's like looking for a potential relationship or that you can hook up. It's like, oh, I've only been with fucking 4 people in my life. I think that's always the goal. So I was scared, like seeing someone, wow, man, she's freaking hot, but is she a prostitute? She's been with, 30 other guys or 300 guys for the matter, or does she have a dick, So Pat, I guess there's your segue into, the prostitution thing.
Yeah, the prostitution thing. And before I go to the prostitution thing, I'm gonna go one step below the prostitution thing, and that is Felde, have you ever gone on Adult Friend Finder?
No, that one I have not been on. Back pages I messed around on just as a joke, but
Backpages
I've
got
never
shut
been on it.
down.
Yeah, that was the last time.
They got fucking shut down. Yeah. So we're gonna start Kelly just got up. We're gonna start to use some lingo here, folks. That not everybody's gonna understand, but Kelly just got up. And I'm gonna start to talk about the online escorts, online prostitution game. The first thing I'd say is most states like Montana, they're not going to actively prosecute prostitutes or escorts or anything like that. It's just kind of a waste of fucking time. You can still get a misdemeanor. It's kind of like marijuana in a lot of states back in the day, and still there's still a lot of states where it's like a misdemeanor, but they're not going to actively prosecute people. But prostitute people.
Prosecute, two similar of words. Jesus Christ, now I can't talk.
So there's a lot of fucking sites out there, and you can just Google. You go into Google and you say top escort sites or best escort sites. And again, I kind of treat this like Tinder too, and I'll just kind of go on there. It's not like I'm like looking to just hook up with someone, but basically what happens is I'll open one right now, not on the camera because I don't know what YouTube will allow. But you'll go on, you click on their profile, and basically what will happen is you'll be able to get their phone number, and you can send them a message right away. Like you can literally send them like a message right away, like, hey, I saw your, and the message is always, they say, mention the website. And basically the message is, hey, I saw your profile on like this one's like eroticmonkeys.com or whatever. Hey, I saw your profile there. Hey, what's up? Are you available tonight? Like that sort of thing. So that's what I kind of tried out. So I experimented. This is happening Friday night. I did 10 different messages to 10 different phone numbers just to see who would answer or pick up or whatever. And some of the profiles looked legit. Some I didn't message any profile that looked totally fake because that's where the scams were. So I messaged profiles that looked like they're at least somewhat legit. And does anybody have any questions here about online prostitution so far?
No.
I just walked into the conversation, so I'm just trying to catch up.
I'm just going through that. You can Google top escort sites, and you can look up all these different sites information. Basically, you go to a site, you go click on Montana, you click Missoula or Butte or Helena, and you'll get a list of people. And then a list for rural Montana, they're not very long, they're very short if they have anything at all. So what I did is I messaged 10 of the, and then every single profile has basically their phone number that you can message them instantly and see if they're available to schedule, whatever you want to schedule with them. But as for the rates, most rates, and I've even talked to porn stars on here, most rates are somewhere from $250 to $400 an hour. Depends on the person. And a lot of people be like, you have to at least do half an hour. You can't just pay for like 15 minutes or something like that. So the rates are pretty interesting there. And then if it depends how big the person is, if they're like a big time OnlyFans person that's on OnlyFans posting stuff, then they'll charge you like, I don't know, $1,000 or more for like one night. If you want them for an entire night. So anyways, that's kind of the backstory of it. It's not really that complicated. You go on escort sites and you look at the profiles, and then they have their phone number there. The best thing that I would recommend people who are actually thinking about doing this is if you really want to hook up with an escort or pay someone to have sex with you online and meet up in person and let them have sex with you or whatever you want to call it, go to a site that they have actual reviews and make sure there's a couple reviews, because there's a bunch of sites that people review and be like, oh, she was so fucking good, check her out. So worthwhile.
Jace looks interested.
No, prostitution is the one thing I never will get into.
Yeah. So are you ready for my story then?
Yeah.
All right,
so you're saying this is happening though on a smaller level, like Montana towns?
Yeah.
You get online and find this shit.
Well, you can find anywhere, but I mean, Montana towns, there's a very limited amount of profiles you can look at from like a couple per town.
No, I'm sure.
Well,
It's
now
just
I don't want to get too far away from your story, but I know prostitution and sex trafficking are kind of two different things, but isn't sex trafficking pretty big here in Montana for the size of the state? Or
I honestly have no idea if that's true.
I believe it is.
Is it?
That's what I've heard. I've heard that
Like-
from multiple people in my travels. People are like, "Oh man, meth and sex trafficking." I'm like, "What? I didn't know sex trafficking was a thing there."
I mean, there was a prostitution ring in Deer Lodge years ago that was fucking weird as hell with the underage girl and shit.
And there's sex trafficking everywhere. I mean,
everywhere. Yeah.
In our small town of Deer Lodge, I mean, and people blame the prison and everything here, but there's some terrible things that go on here in Deer Lodge, that I've heard about, from reliable sources, I'll say. But yeah, it's fucked up. And I was just gonna say about the rate of escort or whatever, 250 to 400. That's a pretty good hourly rate, because I was just talking to the guy that does all of our our flooring and everything in our houses, and he charges I think $65 per hour.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're getting paid significantly better. I'm just like, hey, dude, why don't you just start sucking a couple dicks instead of fucking remodeling houses?
No joke.
We were talking about
get $200 out of that guy. Holy shit! Unless you're like super fucked up and want an old crusty old man.
We were talking about though the other day, like if you're a male prostitute in like Las Vegas, you can make like $500,000 a year sucking dick.
Dang.
Yeah, but with a loose butthole, and you might die in a couple of years, but it might be worth it, huh?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
For
well,
those
down in
couple years.
Vegas too. It's like it's Sin City, so we've all been down there, and you pretty much can do whatever you want to a certain point. So it's like, yeah, I guess the more you're willing to do, the more you're going to get money, because there's some sick fuckers that go down there and be like, okay, I want to get my rocks off because I've never done this, so I want a banana shoved up my ass or whatever. You can tell it, make money on what they're willing to do.
I don't think I want to go to Vegas with you guys.
No, I wanted to go to the Bunny Ranch or whatever down there last time, but those closed down due to COVID. But I think it'd be fun. I've researched them a lot. They do a lot of cool shit. It's not really that expensive, so. Well, let's get back on topic.
Back on top.
Sorry.
Here's my story. So basically I contacted two people or three people replied back. One says she wasn't on the site that I talked about. Another person, I actually could have drove her to Butte and hooked up with her or whatever, and I could tell she was real. And I was like, no. And then the third person is where this real story happens. And this person was the first person to reply, and this person was just it was interesting. They ran a really good fucking scam, and it took me a very long time to crack it. So I'm about to show some screenshots here of our conversation. So what I did is, and if anybody does anything online like this, where it's like you're contacting prostitutes or escorts, my advice to you is to use the app. It's called Burner, and it gives you a burner phone. So it gives you a fake phone number. Well, it's a real phone number, but the Burner app, once you're done with the phone number, you can burn the phone number and get rid of it and then get a brand new phone number. So you never have to worry about giving out your actual phone number. So get the Burner app, folks, if you're going to go the online prostitution route. My first step. So let's pull up this first text message I sent, and let's get into this.
If this is Esteban, I am done tonight.
So here it is. Here it is. So there's their number up there. I don't give a fuck about showing their number because this is a complete fucking scam. They're from Nigeria or something. I don't know where they're from. So I messaged the typical message. Hey, I saw your ad on Adult Search. Are you available tonight? And she's like, yes, I'm available. Was just curious. Do you ever do anything out of town? I don't understand. I mean, I live in Durant, so I can't always make it to Missoula. Yes, I offer out of town. Oh, cool. So you can come to Durant tonight? Yes. Overnight? Possibly. Well, likely. So instantly, it's like when they say yes, instantly they can come overnight to Deer Lodge. It's kind of a little bit like a red flag. Like you don't have anything going on. Right,
Yeah.
Felde? What do you think about this initial text exchange?
I'd be intrigued to see what really is going to happen.
What is going to happen?
I
All
mean,
right.
I feel like it could be a possibility of being possible.
So in this
Okay.
whoever runs this game, this particular game, they're really fucking good. And I'm gonna get into like deeply how good the game they're running is really fucking good, because she sounds very, very convincing at times, but there's always these little red flags like, okay. So instantly I was kind of like, okay, she said maybe, but it sounds okay, maybe she can come over or whatever. So here's what it gets a little bit tricky. So they talk about payment and stuff, and this is advice to anybody that ever does anything online, whether it be this or these gift card scams. Gift card scams are running rampant everywhere. And if you ever have to pay via a gift card, don't fucking do it, because it's instantly a scam.
Mhm.
I think Kelly ran into that recently, Kelly, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I can get into that one once we're done with the
Okay.
prostitution
All right, so
scam.
so here is the next photo of our text message exchange here. All right, I have term of payment. I take eBay card as payment. You can get it from the store. I get the card when we're done having fun, no advance payments. I'm like, sure, how much do you want to pay for me overnight? I'm like, okay, $500. So she's like, what time should I head there? And then I go down or wherever. And then she gives me a picture of the eBay card. So what did I do at this point? Just to do all the steps work, because I really wanted to get into this. And maybe you can say this is a waste of money, but I didn't really lose that much money on this. I went down and bought $500 worth of eBay gift cards at Safeway to see how legit this is.
Jace, you've been there before, right?
No, I cannot say I have.
It's like the curiosity though kill you so bad. It's like I want to see what the fuck this scam is like. So it's kind of where you can only put $200 on per card. She goes on to say, we'll put $100 on one card, put $200 each on the other two cards. And so I do this or whatever. And again, the money's all in my court, because I just getting the cards doesn't mean I pay her. That the money's all in my fucking court. So I get these cards filled up and everything. And so then I'm like, all right, I got the eBay cards loaded up. And then I jumped in the shower. She didn't respond. She was supposed to leave at like 7 o'clock and come to the door at 7 o'clock. And then so I jump in the shower. I'm taking a shower and shit. And then she sends me text messages. Hi, I'm on the way. Are you there? Hi, I'm on the way. I'm on the way. And then I missed her call or whatever. So I'm like, yes, okay. I'm sorry, just got a shower. Take a picture of the card this way for me to be assured, as we agreed earlier. So she wants assurance that I actually got the cards and everything, right? So I mean, this sounds pretty legit, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, sounds so
yes
far.
and no. I'd be a little skittish, but yeah.
Yeah, a little skittish, but the way they're talking, it's definitely a human or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah,
talking
not
to
a
a
bot.
bot.
I mean, the game that ranks, I've done all these online bots and stuff through all these different sex apps or whatever. I'm not that I do this all the time, but that sounds bad, but
Nice.
it's like, that sounds really bad. But the game they're running though, so far, and
Well, it's kind of So I was just gonna say, it's kind of like whatever drives your crank, because I mean, this is basically the exact same scam that I ran into, with Facebook, just trying to get back on fucking Facebook. But we'll let Pat finish here, then we'll go into that thing, because Pat helped me with that as well, and that's very similar.
So, basically, yeah, I get the card. She wants me to take a picture of each card. So, when she starts to say, I need a picture of each card, because here's the biggest thing, like if you have a legit escort or prostitute, it's weird. This is so fucking weird, because you can look this up if you search escorts and gift cards, and it's a real fucking thing. Like these people, they really literally take gift cards as payment. Why? Because you can put money on gift cards that's not traceable to anything. So gift cards are like fucking cash to like a lot of these prostitutes and escorts. So it's like it's such an in between, like 50-50. Like, is this real? Is this fake? So my thing is, okay, since they do take gift cards, then let me try this gift card route and see what happens, whatever. But my biggest thing though was I'm not going to give her a bunch of information on my gift cards or whatever. So this is what she tells you. So because I don't know how the gift cards work. I don't know how you can scam someone off of a gift card. I don't know the whole process. So this is what she sends me next. And here she has a picture of the gift card in the past or whatever. And send me a pic showing the four corners of each card like I sent you earlier. So then I send her a pic of the card, the eBay cards I clearly got. And then she I don't have the photo on here, but basically what I did was I sent her a picture of the gift cards so what she asked me to do, and you see the photo up top, is there's a redemption code for gift cards. You need that full redemption code. Kelly knows this because you have to get the guy the redemption code. You need the full redemption code to get the money off the card. And so what she said to me was, no, I won't take the full redemption code because I'm legit as hell. I won't take the full redemption code. Just send me a picture of the 2 digits of the redemption code, and that's basically it. And she sent this 4-corner thing, whatever. So me, honestly, trying to protect myself, being skeptical. They're not on here because I deleted the photos, but I sent her a picture of the top of the card with just the last 2 digits of the redemption card, and I showed her no other numbers of the card because I didn't know what I was doing with the gift cards. That's all I sent her. So here I sent her a picture of this. What basically she asked is just the last 2 digits. She says over and over in this chat, just the last 2 digits. But I put a piece of paper over the bottom stuff because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So this is where the game gets interesting.
Nice.
So basically what happened is she went back and forth and was just arguing with me. I was like, look, I showed you the cards, they're legit cards. What's the fucking hold up? Why can't you meet me up? And she went back and forth. So I was like, I even showed you the last 2 digits of the gift cards. Like I had 3 pictures of the gift cards that she wanted that equaled $500, and they had the last 2 digits on them. So I'm just over and over and over. I was like, well, what is the fucking problem? Why? I sent you everything you asked for. Why aren't you meeting up with me? And she just made excuse after excuse. She's like, no, send me the full picture of the card. I was like, I'm not going to send you the barcode and everything. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So they kind of had this exchange over and over and over. And I'm like, I was kind of like, okay, you're full of shit. You're fake. But anyways.
So with those gift cards, those are scratch off kind? Like, you know how you get...
They're scratch. You have to scratch off the numbers to get the actual card. The full... they're worthless without the redemption card. So without the redemption card, they're worthless. So you're thinking to yourself, right? Well, if I just give her the 2 digits, she can't take the money off of them, right?
Yeah, I mean, you'd think so, but then again, there's probably something else on that card,
But does that? Yeah, that's my thoughts, man. There's probably something else you can fuck with, so I'll give her the basic minimum. So what do you think? Like, doesn't that sound though super fucking legit, Kelly?
Well,
yeah, I guess I'm trying to piece together, like, I mean, I'm sure you got more to the story, but showing the last 2 digits of the card, is that all they need? I mean, yeah, and I'm intrigued about the rest of the story.
So yeah,
I said to hack the card, you might only need the last 2 digits. Then maybe the last 2 digits mean everything. I don't know. Then the rest of it, you can probably just
Google.
I'm gonna
plug and play.
I'm gonna do the big reveal here at the end. It's gonna blow your fucking mind. But this lasted for about 2 days or whatever, and it ended like Sunday. She was
on her way for 2 days.
Yeah, she was on her way for 2 days. Always blame me when she didn't show up. It was always my fault. I was like, well, I sent you all your information, stupid fucking whore. But But like, I was like, I gotta solve this. I was like, I know this is a fucking scam, but she would say shit that would be like, sound so fucking real. So it's like, I know this is a scam. What is the fucking scam? So I get up Sunday morning, I'm about to send her all this stuff, and I finally do one last Google search because I searched Google all over, like, and every single Google site I said, no, you have to have the full redemption code to do anything. You can't do anything with all these cards without the full redemption card. So, anyways, before Sunday happens, I kind of got in an argument with her or whatever. I'm like, yeah, you're full of shit. So then she has her pimp start messaging me. Look at this.
Oh shit.
So this is her fucking pimp messaging me now. It's like
You've been
dickhead.
reported.
The pimp says for
Oh
audio.
my god.
The pimp, for audio listeners out there, the pimp says, dickhead, you trying to cheat some escort? You have been reported. Reported to who? I'm a pimp. What's happening? Tell me. I know where you're lodged. Please be trustful. Now, this is a big clue that I should have recognized earlier. When they said lodge, they kept on saying lodge. I didn't understand what the fuck that meant. When I said dear lodge, they literally thought that was like a hunting lodge or something.
So you're just up in the mountains. I need sex now.
So like, this is Friday night, and I'm at the like, gosh, you guys, I'm actually at the Montana bar right now when I'm sending these messages. Like, gosh, you guys just don't. She wants payment in advance. No one's cheating. I'm just not giving someone $500 up front. And he's like, how many escorts? I'm like, one. Okay, she did explain what happened. I understand Ava is a good person and she does not cheat. I've known her for some time. And this sounds legit as fuck. You know, it sounds pretty like legit. Like the pimp is contacting me. You know.
Yeah. Let's say 402. Where's the 402 area code? Have you ever looked that up?
I don't know. That's kind of weird, but I don't know. Maybe it's pimpnation.com or something.
Well, you say it sounds legit as fuck, but I really don't know what pimp and prostitute legit as fuck looks like. So who knows?
But like, how many escorts? Like, he's saying stuff like that, and he's like, it sounds like he's like an actual pimp that has escorts and stuff. It's like, I was like, one, and he's like, oh, okay, she did explain what happened. I understand Ava's a good person, did not cheat. Known her for some time. Client takes advantage of her. Her thing was, and her story that she told me was, so I was like, why the fucking gift cards? Why not cash? She's like, one client paid me in fake cash once. I was like, okay, I've known nobody that has access to fake cash. But again, this pimp, she's like, I guess she's just paranoid, trying to reason with her and be considerate with her. She is a good person, trust me, stay safe. And I just replied the next morning, okay, you stay safe as well, my friend.
Hey, really quick, Pat. This is what I used to pay my hookers.
Where'd you get that?
Oh, some dude gave it to me at work.
Oh, that's
He's like, "Are you a
hilarious.
Trump supporter?" And I was like, I don't really know." And he goes, "Well, here, let this buy his vote." I was like, "Okay,
That's awesome.
thanks, dude." I thought it was a real $100 there for a minute.
So
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Jace Felde just flashed $100 Trump bill there for us, for our audio listeners out here. So again, now this is where it gets kind of fucking weird. So I'm like, this is going into like Saturday and shit. And I'm just like, okay, send me a picture of yourself right now. And the shot I'm about to reveal, it's kind of fucking weird because it's like, okay, it's not like she's not the hottest person in the world. And it doesn't look like it's totally studio, but it does look like it's in a hotel room or something. I don't know. It's again, it's another fucking borderline, like, that doesn't look totally fake. That doesn't look totally real. I don't know. So here it is. Send me a picture of yourself, and that's the picture she sent.
Now, did you see other pictures of her in the original like ad?
Yes, and that is her. In the ad.
Okay.
But the pictures in the ad, she was like naked and shit or whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean, it looks like she's taking a selfie a little bit. It's hard. What do you make out? The only thing that kind of looked fake to me is look, she's like in a hotel room or something like that on a cheetah blanket. I mean,
Yeah.
And she's
Well,
at that.
that could be Butte, Montana. Who knows?
So yeah, I'm saying you've seen the cards, you know it's legit. Only question, why don't you trust me? Because like she's seen the fucking cards, she knows I had the fucking cards loaded up, and then I tell her on that, you got a picture of me. I've seen a lot on this escort journey. You take fake cash, Photoshop card, non-scratchable card. People are crazy out there, desperate doing things. I'm not saying you are, but again, it goes back and forth where all she
It's-
wants me to do is take pictures of the card and send it to her.
I was gonna say it sounds like a little reverse psychology, almost like she's trying to guilt you into it.
No,
She is.
absolutely, yeah.
Oh,
And you know, if anything comes from this podcast, I think it exposes scams. I mean, maybe not just with escort services, but other scams. I'll talk about mine here in a little bit. But yeah, I mean, watch out because they're getting fucking good out there.
They're getting
They're
really
getting
good.
so fucking good. They really are, man. I had 2 scams. You know, the one in Vegas and then the one that recently happened. And you know, I've been so good about like, no, just leave me the fuck alone. You go to a big city, just leave me the fuck alone. You know, that's what they teach
Yeah.
you, you know, in Vegas and New York. But they get so good they catch you off guard and you're just like trying to have a good time and drinking and stuff. And then you're like, oh, okay. No, well, that makes sense. You know, I don't know if you overthink it, underthink it, whatever it is. But I mean, if anything, this podcast should expose these scams because I hope we're not vulnerable people. Obviously, we are to some extent, but I think there's way more vulnerable people out there that are falling for scams we all saw 15 years
Yeah,
ago. with the
and they're
Nigerian prince.
like, yeah, I the Nigerian. This is fucking though. She is like not she, but whoever's doing this, whatever their setup is, they're really fucking good. I mean, they're running a really good game here. Because what I'm about to show you next, it's like you're even more convinced. Like, God, well, this doesn't make sense, but that looks so fucking real. So on the sites, I went to a couple sites and I read and reviewed like the warnings that tell a scam on these escort sites because they have a couple of escort sites where they just literally tell you how to sniff out a scam. And one is like gift cards and all these different things. And one is they say either do a video chat with the person requests or demand a video chat, or they said do the 3-finger test. And the 3-finger test is this: tell her to take a selfie of herself showing 3 fingers like near her. You ever heard of that?
Yeah. I do it all the time.
So you have been
Why
on
is
these
that?
sites, Jace.
Wait,
you say, why is
No,
that?
I do it with like just girls I meet on Tinder and stuff. Because some of them are hot as hell, and I'm just like, why would you like a dude like me? And then I'll ask him to do that.
The 3-finger
Why
test.
is that?
Not the 3-finger test. Just I ask him to take a picture of like something specific. You know, I've
Explain
never-
Explain for our viewers out there, Pat.
So, well, if you get them to do something specific, like they call it the 3-finger test, then if they show a picture of themselves showing up 3 fingers as a selfie, then you can't forge that. You can't like Photoshop. I mean, you can Photoshop
Right.
anything, but I mean, if like I had a bunch of fake photos, like 5 fake photos, and you tell me to show me you can show me another fake photo of some person, but if you have to do something specific, then that pretty much confirms that's pretty hard to do. That's pretty hard to fake. So
Yeah.
internet get unstable. Okay, here we go. So anyways, I'd ask her to do the 3-finger test, and this is what she comes back with me with.
That's close.
It's not 2, it's 2, it's not 3. She's showing 2 up, but
Yeah.
Well,
God, no,
she is
the
a hooker. Maybe
cartoon
she
finger?
can't count.
shit, she can't count. So now
She's
you're
like
looking.
one in the stink, one in the pink. Is this what you mean?
So now look at it's like fucking God. Now you're thinking, God, she was able to do the fingers close to her face and shit. Like now it's like, fuck, is this real or not? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very promising, I guess. That would sell someone who is definitely on the fence, tell you that much.
Yeah. So again, yeah, I was like, geez, that does look real. And she's like, really? Again, we have to go through this. Think about it and get back to me. I think I tried enough. So she does a lot of reverse psychology and things, and she does a lot of like, I've done a lot of situations where like, okay, I'm done. I'm not talking to you, maybe later or whatever. And then she'll come back like, just send me one picture of a card and whatnot. And this goes on forever. So anyways, I get up Sunday morning. I'm like, okay, I'm done dealing with this or whatever. Let me just go to get the cards, send her a photo, and let me look at one last thing, because I could not find any way that she could scam me. I could not find any way that she could take my card numbers or whatever if I just send her the card with 2 numbers showing. And then I came across something that just fucking, Sunday morning, I finally solved their fucking scam. I'm going to show you the scam. Yeah. I'm going to show you the fucking scam right here. So you get these gift cards. Let me pull up this picture. This is the one that she sent me as an example. So there's two numbers scratched off. But get this, in the bottom left-hand corner, that number that's got the red line over it, that displays 9 of the 13 pin numbers. So you give them even the last 2, they got to solve 2. That's it. So the last, and I don't have a shot of this, but I even confirmed this. I scratched one of the cards off, and I was like, holy fuck! Bottom left corner, the redemption code, 9 of the numbers are on there. So she gets the other 2, puts it into a computer program. How hard is it to sniff off the final 2 numbers? Not very fucking hard. That is
dang.
So that is a fucking scam. Is that not elaborate?
Yeah.
Where? Okay,
that's insane.
Where, bottom left corner. Where's the 9-5? What am I missing here?
It's in there.
The 9. Oh, so the bottom left corner, it shows the first 9 numbers. So the last 4 aren't displayed. So it goes like here. It goes 4. The end is 44085. Then it goes a number, then 95.
Wow.
Yeah. So if
That's insane.
The most of the scammers though, they'll say do the last 4 numbers. You do the last 4 numbers, you give them the entire fucking code right there. But why would you have a gift card and say have it scratch off the pin number and then put 9 of the fucking digits of the pin number in the bottom left part of the card? Like what? Why the fuck would you do that? Like, what's the point? Like, seriously.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Well, it's probably one thing that they did. And they didn't even think about it when they were pumping out these cards because who's gonna do this? But every scammer out there will find a way pretty much into everything.
So yeah, I know. Here's the ending of the story. Is like I wanted to show her up so bad because my end of the at the end of the day I was like, you know what? I don't know I want to solve what you're doing. But it's like, I don't care about losing money at all. It's about fucking losing it to like a scam or something. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. At the end of the day, I just took off one of the cards and unscratched all the numbers and just fucking sent it to her. It's like, here, take it. You need this money way more than I need this. So go ahead and take it. That, and I didn't know what to do with $500 on eBay, but I got at least $300 or $400 left on eBay. I gotta fucking somehow buy shit now. But I honestly felt so I honestly felt so bad for them that they're doing all this shit just to get a couple $100. It's like, okay, just you can have at least 1 card for free because you're obviously in a really bad place right now.
So they take it then?
Oh fuck yeah, they take it.
So you
Did they say thanks?
No, she went on. She continued the scam and tried to get the other 2 cards from me. They're just relentless pieces of fucking shit. Like they're relentless.
That's exactly. Go ahead, Pat. I'll let you finish. I was just saying,
I went off and I just went off. I was like, I really feel sorry for you because you have to go these ridiculous routes to scam somebody out of money. I really feel, honest to God, sorry for you. So just take one of these cards for free and hopefully you can take the money and do something right with it. Because guess what? Whatever you put into life comes back to you. And if you're in such a bad place, this is what you need to do to get money, then take the money for free and just try to change your life around. That's basically what I told her.
I guess the moral of the story is never trust an online escort service.
No, there's legit ones out there, but the legit ones, they don't look at anything. Sorry, they look like you might as well go to ehogany.com.
Yeah,
So you didn't get anything out of the 1 card?
Oh, I don't know what.
Nothing. Not even a little bit of something.
No, I was like hoping that she
not
would.
Even a BJ.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
I said just show up. I just literally said just show up. I'll give you the other 2 cards for free. But she can't because she doesn't live in Montana. And she kept on saying,
right.
"When are you checking out of the lodge?" I didn't understand what she was talking about. And she thought I was living in a fucking lodge.
You checking out of the lodge.
But yeah, that's kind of my escorts service story. It was fucking interesting as fuck. Fake pimps. I would ask her like, how can you use eBay gift cards for cash or whatever? And she'd give legit answers. She'd be like, oh, well, Big Mike knows a way how to turn them into money.
Big Mike.
Yeah. So like,
can I talk to that Big Mike?
Yeah, let me talk to Big Mike for a second. I want to know. Whenever I asked her, my biggest thing is like I had asked her over and over, go outside and go to a place in Missoula that's recognizable. Anybody's been in Missoula and take a selfie. Do it. I said, do it. And she never did, which I knew she was a scam the entire time. I just wanted to find out what the fucking scam was. But,
yeah.
Anyways, I got $300 worth of eBay stuff. At least might be 400 because there's 100. I don't know what card I gave her. So we need to figure out something, Kelly, to get $300 worth of stupid shit on eBay. Let's figure out something.
Is
Yeah,
she
there's
still there?
plenty of shit.
Oh, there is.
Plenty of
First
shit
thing
you
is-
can get on eBay, man.
Yeah.
Order us a new fucking router so this podcast stops glitching out. That's what you
And then-
order.
And then get a Charizard Pokemon card.
No, we're not gonna do that.
I wanna
Oh.
I wanna find stuff on eBay like I can buy, then flip and sell it for more and make money off it. That's what I kind of want to do. Is like, what can I get on eBay and buy and flip? Because that's the only downside. Is like once I get the cards, I was like, oh, I can trace back into cash, right? And they're like, nope, they can only be used for eBay. It's like, oh fuck.
Prostitutes.
You can
You buy and flip them.
Prostitutes.
you can get a router and flip this podcast right side up so we actually get viewership. A router.
All right, Kelly, let's hear your Facebook scam story.
Okay, well, it's similar to Pat's, so I'll give you the abridged version. But these guys are getting so fucking good out there nowadays with what they do. This is after getting scammed in Vegas, and I won't go into that one, maybe another time. But I got scammed, and I was really like shocked. You know, I was like, holy shit, that really fucking happened. You know, but I blame Vegas. You know, you're down there partying, you're got some alcohol in your system, and fucking weed brownies and shit like that, and you're just like, okay, I was vulnerable, whatever, it happened. But this one was so fucked up. I wake up about a month ago and I try to get on Facebook just like anybody does in the morning. And it says, you've been locked out of your account. I was like, well, that's fucking strange. So I try to sign in. Nothing's happening. Finally, I go down to my computer, you know, and try to sign in. So then I start looking shit up like, what the fuck's wrong with this? And they're not sending like the email to you. Like, did you try to log into your Facebook, you know? Like nothing's coming through. I'm just like, okay, this is getting really strange, you know? So I somehow get on there into my Facebook, and then I realize that the email's completely been changed to like Apple Fritter 45 at fucking buttfuckmail.com. And I'm just like, well, that's not my email at all. And they changed the cell phone too. So now I have no access to my account. So then you can surely, you know, click on something that says, you know, if this is your account, you've been locked out, then let us know. So I kept doing that. But of course, every time I did that, the notification went to applefritter at whatever.com or to that new phone. So you know, they rely on your emotions and your habits and shit. Everyone's so used to getting on Facebook, and then you freak out a little bit like, wow, I've had the same password on Facebook since 2005, and everything, my entire history, every picture, everything that I have is on there. That's the new age photo book. Like somebody just walked into your mom's house and took all the photo books, you know, of your childhood. You know, that's kind of how important Facebook is, and you don't realize it until you get in this situation. So I'm doing everything in my power. Finally, my mom's here, you know, she's trying to help and everything. She gives me a number. She's like, hey, here's the number for Facebook customer service. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, no, I've tried to call Facebook customer service in the past. I'm like, there's no such thing. But because I was so desperate, eventually I was like, okay, fine, I'll fucking, and it doesn't just affect Facebook, it affects Messenger, which is even more important. You know, like every message you've ever sent to someone, and your photos and all the personal shit you've said, which you guys know. I mean, this is what we say at Open, you know, out there on Facebook Messenger. And I was like, dude, I need to retrieve this shit somehow. I can't just start over. Even if it's completely gone, I can't just start over. It's an eye-opening experience. But so I did what I needed to do, you know, what I thought I needed to do. And I call Facebook customer service, you know, and this is me putting myself into that situation. This is how I got fucked over. And this is why these guys are so good. So I call them, get on the line with someone. I'm like, yeah, I'm hacked out of my Facebook account. Like, okay, of course it's a foreign guy, but that's not like that crazy. It's like, that's, you know, that's who runs the American companies. And he's like, okay, we're looking at it, blah, blah, blah. Let me put you on hold. He puts me on hold for like 10 minutes. So you're just still, you know, everything in your mind is like, this is legit. This is legit. You're not thinking outside of that narrow focus. And then he gets back on there and goes, okay, it seems like you've been hacked from 4 or 3 states and Mexico. He goes, been hacked in New Jersey, New York, and Texas and Mexico. So I was like, okay. And then he starts talking about IP addresses, and I'm not like a tech guy. You are, Ace. But he starts talking about IP addressing work and stuff, blah, blah, blah. So it just all sounds legit in my ears. You know, you're halfway listening, like, okay, because they didn't call me. They didn't walk into my life. I walked into theirs, right? So I'm sitting there listening to all this shit for about a half an hour. And then he puts me on hold for like 20 more minutes. I'm just telling my mom, yeah, I'm online with some Facebook guy, thinking like they're part of the FBI or some shit. Like, I'm just telling you, it's a total mind fuck. And then he gets back on there and he goes, okay, blah, blah, blah. You're going to have to go out to, do you got a Walmart in your area or something? I was like, no. Big box store, Best Buy? I was like, no. He goes, oh, well, how far is the nearest one? I'm like, I'd have to go to Butte. I'm like, we're in a small town in the middle of nowhere, you know, kind of like Pat's Escort story. And he goes, well, you don't have anything? You don't have a Dollar World? I'm like, oh, yeah, well, we got a Dollar World. So then he goes, well, you got to go out there and get a Google Play card, which I've heard of, but I've never done in my entire life. So I don't know what the fuck they do. And he's saying how you get this Google Play card and then you put this security on your computer, like, and I'm thinking like it's Norton antivirus or some shit. He goes, we can't let the hackers know what you're doing. We have to block them.
Jeez.
He goes, we've shut down Texas. We've shut down New Jersey.
God.
We've shut down New York. But the guy in Mexico keeps bouncing around. He's got your IP address and your entire facility, this entire apartment is compromised and shit like that. It's, I mean, this went on for like 2 hours. So don't judge off of a 5-minute story. But we went out there, or I went out there, and I'm on. He actually said, you can call me back at this number. So again, there's nothing to question here. And I said to him, I'm like, well, can you just stay on the line? Because like, I can be there in 2 minutes. Just stay on the line. I'll go out there. So I click mute, go in, and I'm like, okay, which card do you want me to get? And I'm looking at him. He's like, you see the Apple one? I'm like, yeah. I was like, so do I just get a $10 one or what? He's like, no, you're going to get the one that says, I think it was like 50 to 200. And I was like, okay. And then that's the first time I was like, okay, that's a little bit weird. That was the first red flag. And this is after being on the phone for over an hour with this motherfucker. So I'm like, okay. So I go and get it again. Just like, this is just so like legit. It seems so legit. And then I go back home and, he's giving me directions and stuff. And after a 2-hour segment, he's like, now you're going to look at the top code and look at the receipt. And I'm giving him all these numbers off this shit. So they put you in the realm of like, man, I'm working for the FBI. We're going to catch some really bad motherfucking hackers here. But no, that's not at all. You're just getting played. So finally he gets to the point where Pat was, and he's like, scratch the back. And I scratched it and I gave him the number. It was a $200 thing. And at that point, I was just like, you know what? Like Pat said, after 2 hours, if I'm getting played for $200, then you obviously fucking deserve it. You win it. You can take it. You need it because there's probably a lot of you behind this, and making $200 after working your fucking asses off for 2 hours, good for you.
Yeah.
But
well,
yeah, then of course, last thing, of course, after I scratched that and give it to him, then I knew. Then I fucking knew, like, wow, man, I just got played. And there's little more to that story, but I'll say that after Pat chimes in.
I was just say, unlike Kelly, who actually his Facebook services got restored shortly after that, I never ended up getting any pussy at all.
He didn't pay enough.
Jace or Matt, Pat, do you guys got any questions or comments on that before I tell you the very end of that?
Finish it up.
Yeah. No, I got a question, Jace.
Okay, I don't.
That's
On my behalf, you can finish it up.
No, I completely did not know that story, so that's kind of fucking crazy. I guess my question is, did you ever think you would go that far as to like actually do something? Because I've been scammed before too, and that's another story. But I'm saying, did you ever think that, holy fuck, these guys are fucking good? You know what I'm saying? Did you ever think that it would get that far, I should say?
No, 100% no. And that's why, like, it didn't even hit me until I drove to Dollar World and I grabbed the card it didn't really hit me until he said, no, you need the $25 to $200 card. That was the first red flag in an hour. The first red flag.
Well, why was that a red flag versus just like a $10 one? Just because of the amount?
The amount, yeah. Well, who asked for payments with gift cards? We're not credit cards or anything.
Because it was because it was an antivirus. I mean, it made sense. The whole fucking thing made sense. Like, I get this antivirus, they'll block all this shit out and they'll tell me how to do it. And being like someone that's not super techie, they totally took advantage of that. Like, they just got the right guy. But again, they're not making, doesn't seem like they're making a lot of money off of it for something that could deport them or put them in a fucking federal prison. Like, I don't think it's worth it on their end.
So yeah, a little bit of a backstory here. I'll add on to my 2 cents because I was involved in the story. Is that Kelly had said something to me, and he'd messaged us, and I worked in tech, and this scam I could have solved pretty fast for him, but I was unfortunately I had to work at Prison Pizza that day, so I couldn't do anything. But like I was literally, I was literally like showing up when Kelly was on the phone, finalizing the scam or whatever, and I was like, fuck. But I'll say this, it's like I went on and saw the number that was listed on Google and stuff, and it has like 15 likes and reviews that are positive and all this shit. So I would have told you right off the bat the number is fake, but the way they made it look, it looked like a real legit fucking number. But here's the reality though, is like, because I know I've been online and through social media and technology so much, I know there's no fucking way you can call Facebook. You can't fucking just call Facebook. There's no phone line to call Facebook. It doesn't exist.
Well, if it's too good to be true, then it's too good. Like, I mean, we've heard that our entire life, but you get desperate. And again, this was like the perfect amount of stars aligning because I didn't look up the number. I know what a fake number looks like. I know what a fake fucking email looks like. I was sitting there just trying to get into my email, frustrated and focused on that, or trying to get into my Facebook, frustrated and focused on that. And then I get this number. I don't blame mom, but I get this number from over here. Hey, call this number. All right, fuck it. You know what? Nothing's going to hurt at this point. So, I mean, they just got the perfect amount of stars aligned for this to work for me. But I warn anybody else out there because, I mean, almost everyone's on Facebook and it's dangerous shit. And then the final, like, finally you start getting these red flags and you're just like, okay, wow, is this really this what am I trying to say, complicated or whatever, you know, is this big of a fucking scam? So I keep getting this call. This guy, he goes, oh, we got to put you on with our supervisor. Then it's just like, okay, here goes the scam. Here goes the bigger scam. I've seen this part of it. And finally the guy gets on there and now I'm playing a little bit and I'm like, okay, yes. And you know, we got 4 hackers around the globe. We got New York, New Jersey, and Texas, and Russia. He said Russia. So then as soon as he said Russia, I hung up. And then I'm telling my mom, like, yeah, it's a complete another fucking scam. I just lost $200. So he's calling me back like 8 times in a row. I just plan on like, okay, just ignore it. It's a scam. But like 9th or 10th time, finally, I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to make sure. I just want to hear the rest of the spiel. I just want to see how good these guys are. So, like Pat. So I answer the phone and I'm like, hey, hello. He's like, hey, yes, it's me, the supervisor here, blah, blah, blah. And we got cut off. No. I'm like, well, I hung up on you. He's like, well, why'd you do that? I go, because you guys, your original guy said Mexico was where the hacker was, and now he's in Russia. And he's like, oh, yeah, no, he's bounced around all over the place at coffee shops. He explains it. And then he goes into IP addresses again. And the IP addresses are bounced, like he tells, it's like Jenna Singleton drunk at the Montana bar. He repeats the same story 800 times. And I'm just like, okay, dude, I'm not even a tech guy, but I understand your fucking story. You've said this over and over and over. So then finally, I'm still playing the game again, just to put the cherry on this whole thing. And then he goes, so we're going to need you to go back to the store and get another Google Play card. And I go, well, okay. Yeah. So I go, okay, how much do we need for this one to clear all this up? He's like, we're going to need you to get the $500 one and bring it back. And before he could finish the sentence, I'm like, I know you're a fucking scammer, and I got the American FBI here tracking your ass. So good luck, motherfucker. And I hung up on him. That's how it ended.
God.
Not even joking.
I gotta fucking get mine out, Kelly, for you. Let me pull it out here. I said something like really similar to her. Again, I openly just gave this. I knew they were a scam, but I figured, the fuck did I say to her? What did I say? I was like, this is what I said to her yesterday. This has honestly been a sting operation. I now got all the information you need to take your entire setup down. The gift card you cashed yesterday was implanted with tracking information. I now have your exact location based on your IP address your computer using. You're going down. And her response was, okay. That was her response.
Okay.
Pat, it's like Demolition Man. We're bringing these people down, and it's like they just worked their ass off for $200 just to get something to eat.
No. She's like, I just want something to eat.
Hey, Matt and Jace, I know you two. You've had to have been scammed sometime in your life, right? Anything close to this bullshit?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Matt.
Kelly probably remembers this. I don't know about Pat, maybe Felde even. But I just started Cuts by Cuts and I put a bunch of ads out there on Craigslist and shit. And so immediately someone responds on my email, hey, I got 20 computers that I need to update and all this bullshit. And I mean, she's like, how much would that cost? And me and Kelly calculate the cost. And we're like, with all that shit, it's like a bunch of shit. Like, that's a $1,400 job. Like, okay, no problem. That's no problem to me. We need to ship all this stuff. You advertise free shipping, all this bullshit. Our shipping cost comes to about $600. So I was like, okay, well, yeah, that's what we said, whatever. So she's like, yeah, so here's the thing. You send me the $600 for shipping, and I'll send you the rest for the payment. We'll call it good. I was like, okay, so how do you want the payment, And it's like, oh, Western Union. It's like, Western Union. I know I should have raised a red flag right there. So it's like, okay, whatever. Back then, you're like, you just started a business. You're like, fuck, I just got a huge order here. Fuck yeah, motherfucker. So I drive to Anaconda, go to my bank, First Security Bank, and I was like, yeah, this person wants me to Western Union them $600. I was like, where can I do that? Can I do that here? They're like, no. You could do it at Safeway. That's the only place in town, but I think they have a limit on it. They're like, what's your name again? I was like, Matt Cutler. They're like, let me go check your account. So they walk away in the back, bring out a manager, and long story short, the manager's like, here, come to my office. So I sit down. She's like, I think it's a scammer. And she went through all this fucking evidence and how this happens all the time. And long story short, yeah, never went to Western Union, so I went back and kind of did a redemption email. I know you motherfucking pieces of shit. After they sent me one saying, oh, you're not responding to us, you made us a deal, you're not following through, blah, 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 blah. And I just said, I know you're a scammer and bullshit. We got the
They never stop. They won't fucking stop until they have every fucking dime they get out of you. They won't fucking stop.
I'm starting to think there's different levels of scammers because, like, when you don't have a fucking dime to your pocket, you're getting scammed pretty easily. But then you got $1,000 or $2,000, you're getting a new scam, the Nigerian prince again. But then then you're doing really well in life and you don't even expect scammers to even be a thing. They're a thing of the past, and then they get better at it. So it's like, what when you make $10 million, are there going to be scammers at that level too somehow?
I got a fucking story. Kelly, do you remember the Going Nowhere camera? No, it wasn't necessarily going nowhere, but it was trying to get our first film camera. Do you remember that scam I ran into?
Vaguely, man. You'll have to remind me.
Okay, so this is fucked up. This is off of Amazon, and this is a damn good one. Off of Amazon. So we got this. We want to get this. It's about $3,000-$4,000 digital video camera. And the first digital video camera is out there. It shoots 24 frames per second, like a 16 millimeter film camera. And the price is like around $3,000 to $4,000. Well, I see it on Amazon started listed by these guys, multiple cameras, like $750. It's like, holy fuck, what a deal. It's like, you're like, it's Amazon. It has to be legit, right? If it's listed on Amazon, it's like $750. It has to be fucking legit, right? So this is before Amazon was as big as it is now, but it still was pretty legit then. So they want me to, like Matt's story. Who's bleeping right there?
Sorry, Felde.
All right.
What's happening?
All right. Someone's bleeping. Anyways, so Amazon, they want me to send them, like Matt, Western Union, $750. So fuck is the bleep? All right. So 750 fucking bucks. And basically, Jesus, let me just mute everybody really quick. I don't know who it is. Basically, they want me to Western Union them $750 fucking dollars. And so I go down, just like Matt did, I go down to the bank and I drain almost my entire fucking bank account at the time. Because this camera, like, this is my dream. This fucking camera is my dream. I love this fucking camera. It's so cool. It's, again, back in the day, this is the first digital video camera to shoot 24 frames per second, which most people don't know this out there. But for films, all like major blockbuster stuff shooting for 24 frames per second, and you'd have to buy a super expensive 16mm camera and buy all the film, which is thousands of dollars. So this is the first time a digital video camera could do that. So basically, I go down, drain all my bank account. I go down to the Western Union was actually at the the fucking gas station by the post office. It was there, and I go and Western Union the shit to them, and then I'm just sitting there, all right, this would be so fucking cool. This would be so awesome. And then I start reading more and more. You know, you're waiting, you're reading more and more and more. And the person's like, hey, the Western Union to a certain location. The person, yeah, I'm gonna go pick it up or whatever tomorrow or something like that. And then at the last second, I'm like, wait a second, this thing's a fucking ripoff. I just lost $750. So I rushed down to the gas station next to the post office, and I go in there and I say, hey, that was a big mistake. Yes, I think I got ripped off. Can we get that money back immediately? Fortunately, she was able to retrieve the money like right away, and it was really cool. She was able to. It took a while, but she was able to get the money back to me, you know. And it was really cool because after she got that money back to me, what happened was everybody can unmute now. What happened after she got that money back to me? What happened was a couple of years later, her husband came home and murdered her in her sleep. So that was really cool.
It sounds like that beeping's coming from your end because it didn't quit after you muted all of us.
I didn't. It's weird. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it.
I don't hear it.
I heard it when I was. I heard when I was talking.
Is it like the sewer line, like brrr, 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 like that?
No, it's more like.
Oh yeah, that's got to be Felde, 100%.
All right. Well, anyway,
it might be, but I don't know.
It sounds like it's gone now. Whatever it was.
So is that true? You know,
she got murdered. Yeah,
MRC?
she did. Yeah, MRC.
Oh,
yeah.
Like the day after that happened. Was it legitimately the day after that happened?
No, this was way before it happened, honestly. But she was kind of like yeah, that was just a joke. That's a bad joke. Okay. That's a terrible joke. But she was like super fun. She didn't know what she was doing, but she's super fucking nice about it. I was like, I'm sorry, and then the second I got the money back, the guy started emailing me like, I came to this location. There's no money here for me. What's going on? And I did the same thing that Matt did. I was like, you're a fucking scamming piece of shit. But yeah, I got my $750 back. I was never happier alive. It was just like you go from highs and lows. You're like, oh yes, this is so fucking awesome. To oh God, what did I just do? You know, it's just yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and usually when you're
to talk about
sorry, I was just gonna say usually
ahead,
when you're starting out a business or doing that shit, you invested a lot of your own money. So like you could feel extra, double fucking, oh, I just got taken and now I don't have the fucking money that was made for, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That I meant to do these things with my company. That's it.
But for them to have to go to these measures to scam people, like Pat was kind of alluding to earlier, like how fucking desperate are they just to make a couple bucks? Like, I mean, they're probably just trying to feed their families, right? I mean, these people aren't getting rich. Like, they're not getting American rich off this shit, from as far as I can tell.
No, the problem
might be.
Well, it depends. I think a lot of them are probably in foreign countries where the American dollar is worth quite a fucking bit. So you pay them a couple $100 that might give them food on their table for a couple of months. That's why I just said, hey, I'm going to give you the money for free. I know you're a scam, but I know you're in a bad situation, so I'm just going to give you the money for free.
Well, think about it too. It's like it's money where they're probably sitting behind a computer or sitting on their couch with a cell phone. You know what I'm saying? They're just willing to do the fucking shit. You know, it's basically just whatever on their phone.
Well, again, I basically, for the last scam, which was the most comprehensive scam I've ever seen in my entire life, they made $100 an hour, which, yeah, that's a really good wage in America, but that's still kind of nothing compared to what we have the ability to do here. You know, the American dream or whatever. Like you know, Jason and I will piss that away in a slot machine in 4 seconds. So. If it truly is like I'm working my ass off and I know we're fucking people over a little bit, but it's to put food on the table or to do good and somehow, then I'm okay with it too. But I mean, obviously there's no proof of that. You can just assume.
I'm going to be honest with you too, Kelly, and just my experience in Alaska and my experience in sales, 6 figures, a regular income for 6 figures in America is not, I'm not saying it's not shit. I'm saying it's not fucking hard at all to do. If you do sales, no experience whatsoever, do sales, and that's all you focus on, 6 figures is not that hard to do. Like I was working in Alaska 3 or 4 months, got 3 or 4 months off a year. So I only worked 8 to 9 months a year in Alaska. I was basically making we were easily, with my ex-wife pulling in babysitter money or whatever, we were easily making 6 figures a year. It wasn't that big of a fucking deal. So it's like these days, like the new millionaire is a billionaire.
Well, what I'm saying is that's why these people are making money just sitting there and texting someone or calling someone over and over again. You know what I'm saying? It's easy work if you're willing to do it and willing to, you know, go out and bother someone.
I think we, again, I mean, you get such a different idea from watching the brainwashing toxic piece of shit fucking media. But you got to remember, in America, money's fucking everywhere. We're never going to run out of money. We got more fucking money we know what to do with. It's never going to disappear. Ever.
Right. And to turn around and like I said, I don't know if this is feeding people. I mean, obviously the money's hopefully doing good things, but if it is, and I think it is, then that's okay with me. In a sick backwards way, like that's okay with me. If someone's creating a better life and they have food and they can buy shit or whatever, then that's okay with me. It's like that's your fucking work in a sick way. Like you're scamming someone, that's your work. Then fucking good for you. Like you found a loophole in this.
And again, no, I'm so competitive. I hate losing, but I was like, I'll give you the money, or at least part of the money, because I know that for you to go these fucking lengths. But like, my other point was, though, in America, like the money's fucking everywhere. I don't care what anybody says. It's fucking, we're so fucking rich. It's ridiculous. We're fat, filthy fucking pigs because so many people we're so poor or we're so impoverished and all this shit, yet our obesity problems through the fucking roof. My fucking ass, we're impoverished. Full fucking shit. But with 100% certainty, in these countries, though, there's these other countries, though, they definitely, this $100 American money is fucking months of probably food on their table, I bet.
And on the flip side, they don't care about you. They don't know your financial background. You know, they are taken from you. They don't know if that's your last 200, 300, $400, whatever the fuck you give them. You might like have that saved up for something like a wedding or birthday party or something big in your life that you're planning on saving money for. You're like, oh, here's this opportunity for me to double it. Here we go. Hand it all over this guy. Then you're stuck with nothing, you know? So I don't think they really care about, they don't give a shit about what your financial background is, as long as you get them the money. If you don't have the money, I'm pretty sure they'll fucking kick you to the curb like everyone else, just because that's what they're looking for. And that's the bottom line.
Fuck yeah. No, I mean, we are extremely, extremely privileged in this country, you know, and that's something I don't say very often, you know, with the white privilege floating around. Like anybody in this country that's a legitimate American citizen that points fingers at someone else and says, oh, you're so fucking privileged over me. It's like, suck a fucking dick. You are like 1% of the world, you cocksucker. How about you get off your fat, lazy fucking ass and you go out there and make it for yourself? There's no reason that you're not doing that, except that you're a fat, lazy, fucking selfish, jealous cocksucker. So get off your fucking ass and make your own wealth. These people are starving and scamming people just to put food on their table and maybe put their kid into a new pair of Nikes that we could go down tomorrow to New to You and buy 55 pairs for $10. I mean, it's fucking so retarded. It's so stupid.
So are you going to start just giving scammers your money?
They are the most worthless people on the face of the planet.
Jesus.
No, they got to work for it.
Oh, okay.
Jace, you had a story about being scammed, right? We haven't heard.
Yeah,
yours
it's called
yet.
the American tax system.
Oh, nice.
No, actually, I do have one. It was a few years ago. I left my computer with one of my friend's little brothers, and because he had nothing to do all day while we were at work, and I came back and he goes, "Man, I swear I wasn't doing anything." I was like, "What are you talking about?" Because your computer, I swear I didn't look at anything. I wasn't looking at anything. I was like, "Oh, dude, put a virus watching porn on my fucking computer." Like, all right, let me go look. And I open it up and it has this big like FBI warning, the FBI, blah, blah, blah. It says you've been caught illegally downloading movies,
God.
watching illicit pornography or child pornography. And I was like, dude, what the fuck were you looking at? And I was like, holy shit, you're in a lot of trouble. And it like had a picture of him and everything. Like it opened up my webcam and took a picture of him. And he had his clothes on.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I had a picture of him on there. And I was like, holy shit, dude, you're in a lot of fucking trouble. But I started reading it and I was like, gift cards. I was like, what the fuck? Like, why do I got to give him gift cards? And I never ended up doing it. I was like, he's like, let me just turn it off and turn it back on. So I wasn't really that scared because it was his picture. So I was like, I don't give a fuck. My computer, but his picture. Like, obviously I was on there. I turned my computer off and turned it back on and it was gone. And I never thought much of it again. But I mean, the fact that they can hack your computer like that and into your webcam, and then people are just going to get scared and they're going to do whatever they have to get out of trouble. And if it means sending.
So what was he doing then? Did he ever tell you what he was actually doing?
No, he never told me what he was doing. He was long gone by the time I got the computer back up and running because he was freaking out. But he never told me what he got on or what he was looking at or anything. He was probably porn. He was probably getting on porn. But it was just a scam, obviously.
You gotta know the ropes, though. A lot of people don't know the ropes of ad blockers. And so I had this guy that's principal in Alaska. He wanted to watch these illegal sports sites that I didn't give him, but I know the sports sites he was on. And he would, and Matt knows them too. You get all these pop-ups.
Who?
No, he would. I mean, you know the sports sites we go on, and it's not Steve. Actually, it's this other guy.
Yeah, I still use them today. Actually,
yeah. But the guy would go on, and he, instead of like being smart like me and Matt, like clicking out of them, he would download the fucking adware and shit off these sports things. I was like, dude, no, you don't do that.
I used to download porn off of Justin TV as well, Pat.
Justin TV. God, remember Justin TV to go on there?
Is that still around?
It was for a while. Matt. Back in the day, it was Justin TV and Ustream. You'd go on to find the illegal sports on there.
Yeah, I don't know. Justin must have died or something because that didn't last too long. I don't think.
Justin, I forgot about Justin TV.
Well, we can put the kibosh whoever's listening to this podcast, and hopefully a lot of people do, but Pat, you should title this something about gift cards, because I never knew gift cards was a scam or could be a scam in any manner whatsoever. And now all of us have a story here, and a lot of our stories happen recently. So watch out there about the gift card scams. If anything like pops up, and it's going to, just like COVID, it's going to deal with fear. And then it's going to turn around and be like, and so because you're scared, I need a Safeway gift card. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Don't fall for it.
I know you're scared, but just relax.
I want to say this, though.
Give me a Safeway chicken gift card.
for our audience out there, I want suggestions. I don't know if it's $300 or $400. I don't know which gift card I gave to that person for free, but I either want people to give me a list of stupid shit to buy off of eBay, completely stupid shit. Like not $300 of one thing or whatever, but completely stupid shit. Or B, Kelly, you know what I really want to do? I want to turn this into like an entrepreneurial thing where it's like, let me go on eBay and find stuff that I can buy, then flip and get more money out of by flipping it. You know what I mean? Because that would be fucking fun to flip on eBay. Because
absolutely.
People flip on eBay all the time, but I kind of want to go on there though and use that $300 to do something like either bizarre, stupid shit to buy, or just find stuff that I can buy and then flip instantly and sell to somebody else.
Yes, I use eBay over Amazon like 100% now.
Do you?
Just because you're right. Yeah, but just because you're right, there's shit on there that people are selling from fucking China and shit. You can get like shit so fucking cheap compared to like market value, you know.
Yeah. Again, I bought eBay's cool too because it's like original bizarre shit. Like I bought from my childhood, I love the original Batman VHS tape. So I bought that. This is a while back. And then I bought the original Batman cards I haven't seen my entire fucking life, like 30 years ago as a kid, since mine got destroyed and disappeared. So it's like you can buy just bizarre, cool shit on there. But yeah, I want to go on Amazon, either buy a list $300 of just random shit, or just buy stuff that I can just turn around and flip. You guys this is segueing here to, you guys ever heard of NFTs? They're big. They're kind of getting big right now. NFTs
sounds familiar.
So NFTs are digital art, but they're like trademarked or whatever digitally. So it's a big market. And Gary V, my favorite, Gary Vaynerchuk's a big social media guy. He's talking about this all the time. It's like, if you have a bunch of money, here's his advice, Kelly. He's like, go to fucking garage sales and just go garage sale him and buy a bunch of shit. Like he's like, you can start out with like a couple $100, buy a bunch of shit at the garage sale, flip it on eBay, double your money, buy NFTs online. Then NFTs, it's kind of hard to say. It's like trading cards almost, but they're digital artwork. You buy one and they're almost like Bitcoin or something where the value goes up. Not everyone's going to hit for you, but you get one to hit where it goes from like $300 to like $1,000 in like a couple months. Then you cash those out. But that's this kind of strategy though. So I might look at NFTs because NFTs are kind of, it's like the new digital current thing going on right now with art and stuff. NFTs. You should look it up though, Phil. Google NFTs.
I bought an NFT. Yeah, last month I tried to buy an NFT and they just asked me for a $600 Applebee's gift card for it.
Oh, I love Applebee's. Buy it, get it.
God, my biggest
pay the man.
And my biggest regret, Feldy, is I wish I would have talked to Big Mike to see if I could take those gift cards and turn them into cash.
Oh, what the heck? Yeah, that's where the money's at.
And that's the one part I didn't solve. Like, okay, I'll give you an eBay gift card. What are you going to do with an eBay gift card? Just fucking buy a shitload of stuff on eBay? Like, how do
maybe
you
they're flipping it, like you're saying?
No, maybe they're the flip game. There's a game, there's on YouTube, there's one where you find, it's not off of eBay, but it's somewhere else. You find something cheap off of Walmart. And this is a flip game where you buy it, you have it set up on Walmart, so you don't have to ever physically buy it. You post it on fucking eBay. Then someone comes in and says, I want to buy that. And they buy it from you. So what you do though, is once they buy it from you, so they buy it from you for like $50 extra, you take it and buy it off of Walmart and ship it to them.
What happens if it gets sold out in that time though?
Well, then you're kind of fucked. Like you then just ask for his gift card.
I always wonder too with scammers, like, they got to have a conscience or a soul, right? So if they do have a conscience or a soul, then that means they're sitting there, planning, blueprinting these scams out, and then looking at us like we're the fucking pharaohs of Egypt, like Mike Free said earlier, and saying, well, they're so fucking rich, this isn't a sin. This doesn't matter that we're stealing from them. Like the Robin Hood complex. So I wonder if they're not evil people, but they're just okay with what they're doing because they know we're not going to fucking drown over losing $200 or $300.
So I can maybe bring a little light on that on some of these scammers. Some may be low key working on their own or whatever. But I watched a YouTube video of a tech guy that's super, super smart with technology. He got on the phone with one of these scammers, had a little voice changer, so he sounded like an old lady. So when the scammer was talking to him, trying to convince her to go into here and do this and do that on her computer, the whole time he was actually hacked into the hacker's computer or the scammer's computer and was deleting all of his files of all the information he had of other people that he was trying to delete.
Good for him.
And he was deleting it the whole time. And then when the scammer finally found out, he's like, "Sorry, man, please just give me back all my stuff. I'm sorry, I won't do it again. I won't do it anymore." And the guy's like, "No, sorry, it's all gone now."
Wow.
But I mean, that just tells you
7 days to give me $300.
It's just
that just shows you the amount of information he had. He had just 10,000 files of just information.
It's
So,
karma. Karma is a real thing, man. Karma will catch up to you. What you give to this world, you'll get back. If you try to steal from people, man, that's just gonna catch up to you sooner or later. You can't just fucking steal from people and think that's not gonna catch up to you later in life.
Right, but again, my point. Sorry, one thing, Matt. But do the rules change where you are in the world? Like I said, if we could somehow steal from fucking Bill Gates, get away with it, wouldn't we think about it? I mean, that's not even a good example, because this is like somebody that's dirt fucking poor, stealing a dime from someone and, rinsing it off on their shirt, and us going, well, yeah, that fucking sucks. But then, like, you don't even think about it a day later because we live in America.
well, people do that all the time.
Yeah, and they don't know you, and obviously, I think we've all had that experience where it's so much easier, especially with working in customer service, to bitch out someone that you don't know personally, or to get online and write a dirty email to someone who, to whatever, that you don't know. It's so much easier doing that. You know what I'm saying? Face to face is so much different. But yeah, I don't think they have a fucking problem with doing that shit, because they don't know you. They might talk to you on the phone or on text, but fuck, how easy is it to be whoever the fuck you want to be on that? And it's so much more safe, I guess.
I'm saying, is it more ethically wrong, which I believe it is, for me to go over to Jace's wallet and take $200 out of there and steal it as kind of equal Americans, versus someone that is doing this shit that probably needs the money a lot more than we do? It's probably less ethically wrong, still wrong to some extent, but I'm just saying, like, on the spectrum, it's probably less ethically wrong, right?
It depends. I mean,
that's
you never know. The
assuming
guy,
things too.
yeah, he could be a billionaire for all you know. Well, probably not a billionaire, but he could be well off.
Let's say he's not. Let's say he's not, though.
Okay. If he's not, I still think it's just as bad. I mean, stealing is stealing. Chicken.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, good news. I just looked on eBay, Kelly. You can buy NFTs. Again, these are digital artwork, whatever that you can keep. So I don't have to buy anything physical. So I can buy an NFT, resell it on eBay, and make my money back at least. But Gary Vee's been talking about it big time. I might buy some NFT artwork or whatever, store it, and then maybe in a couple of months I'll double my money. And then at the end of the day, I made $500 off of this thing.
Are you gonna text her?
Yeah, I'll text her.
Let PCP look at your NFT first, because you have bad taste in art.
Yeah.
Right, Jace?
That's right. That's right.
Fuck you, Jace.
Jeez.
Jay, send me $200. That's the moral of the story.
Okay.
Well, Pat, we
With
should
gift
probably
cards.
round the hog here for the final time of the day.
I know. We've been doing fucking 7.5 hours of Prison City podcast today. We did a moon landing episode earlier for our audience, and with Mike Freeze, and we did a Cutler Bros Theater, and it was really fucking good. Actually, it was actually a really good discussion. But we've been at this since like 2:00 today, so it'd be nice to wrap things up here and get on our way here. Next week, I'm going to Pittsburgh this week, so that's why we had to do it tonight. But next week we'll be back, and I think Mahones will be back. We'll find a time for Mahones to finally get back and show up. And then the following week, after Mahomes comes back, the following week is when we're going to release the moon landing conspiracy video we did with Mike Freeze today, which is really fucking good. We'll release that 2 weeks from now, because Kelly and everyone else is on this podcast going to go to Louisville to watch a rock concert. But yeah, thanks for tuning in everybody tonight. And we had a long day of doing podcasting, and let's round the horns here, starting with Kelly.
I don't even fucking know how to sum up this episode, because it's all, jumbled in my head with the Mike Freeze moon landing episode. So I'll just say that if you can buy a prostitute on the moon without getting ripped off by $200 on a gift card to fucking Red Lobster, then you're doing pretty good in your life.
Matt.
Yeah, I'd say one thing we didn't really talk about, but it's very similar to scamming, is catfishing, which I'm sure we have a lot of good catfishing stories, but we could always save that for the 195th episode when we become famous and we're talking with Joe Rogan on here. So yeah, great day.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing there.
Gas fishing. And Jace.
Just for all you Tinder lovers out there, just keep it in check. Just because she's hot doesn't mean she's real.
Yeah. Okay. And tonight's show here again. Check out the Moonland Conspiracy here in 2 weeks. Then we'll come back with Mahones next week. But my final piece of advice is, whatever you do online, never pay with a gift card. There are real escorts out there, and they always accept cash.